Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum. Salam sejahtera. First of all, I want to thank you for being very patient. For several days now, you have tried to see me, to ask me questions. I ran away. The reason why I ran away was because the situation was very fluid. Dia bertukar sepanjang masa. Satu masa saya dapat majoriti, satu masa saya tak dapat majoriti dan sebagainya. Jadi kalau saya buat statement, gunanya saya dah menang, mungkin the next minute saya kalah. Semua ini berlaku kerana akhirnya saya fikir, ini mungkin saya salah lah. Saya fikir Muhyiddin nak jadi Perdana Menteri. Dia persuaded me that we must get away from DAP. Kerana DAP lah, maka Bersatu merosot kalah 3 pilihan raya kecil di Semenyih, di Tanjung Piai dan juga di Sabah. Katanya ini kerana DAP. Orang Melayu percaya bahawa DAP yang kontrol government, bukan saya. Kononnya saya di bawah tunjuk Kuan Ing. Ini tidak benar. Tetapi demikianlah kecekapan Najib, sehingga mereka tidak lagi nampak Najib sebagai salah. Mereka bersedia untuk cium tangan Najib. Mereka akui bahawa dia my boss, bosku. Ini keadaan sebelum masalah ini timbul. Muhyiddin pujuk saya bahawa Pakatan Harapan Bersatu mesti keluar daripada Pakatan Harapan. Saya kata saya dapat full support daripada Pakatan Harapan, dan saya juga dapat full support daripada PAS dan daripada hati saya. Saya tak dapat buat pilihan. Kenapakah saya nak kena tolak Pakatan Harapan yang memberi full confidence towards me? Dan saya tolak Pakatan Harapan dan saya terima Najib. Saya sanggup terima ahli UMNO, tetapi tidak on block. Sebaliknya, Zahid nak masuk dalam kerajaan campuran ini on block sebagai UMNO. Ini saya tak dapat terima. Saya tak boleh kerjasama dengan UMNO on block. UMNO punya ahli ada yang innocent, yang tak bersalah, tetapi ada juga yang sedang menghadapi perbicaraan dalam mahkamah. Saya minta supaya diberi masa. Tak sekarang. Kalau kita tak percaya kepada DAP, kita kena cari jalan untuk perkuatkan Parti Bersatu. Tetapi dalam mesyuarat Majlis Tertinggi Parti Bersatu, despite my appeal not to make a decision now, tetapi akhirnya Bersatu buat keputusan untuk keluar daripada Pakatan Harapan. Dengan itu Pakatan Harapan sudah hilang majoriti, tak boleh jadi kerajaan lagi. Selepas daripada itu, saya bincang dengan Muhyiddin. Muhyiddin kata dia sanggup terima on block UMNO. Saya kata saya tak boleh terima. Dengan kerana itu dia kata dia boleh bertanding. Kalau saya tak nak, saya tak akan bertanding. because I refuse to work with people who are still facing a trial in the criminal court. So because of that, I feel that the trial should be over. If they are innocent, yes, maybe I'll work with them. But if they are guilty, I cannot work with them. But if the decision is made now to undermine Pakatan Harapan so that it cannot become the government, and there is a need to elect a new government, then the decision, if it is made now to work with UMNO and form a government, that government will include Dato' Sri Najib and the others. And the court may find it embarrassing to take action against a government. We have seen this happen before, during Najib's time, when he was able to manipulate the court, change the charges, even to a certain extent influence decisions by the court. I believe that if the new government is installed now with Najib in it, this is what would happen. It is because of that that I refuse to be a party to that. But Muhyiddin is willing to accept anything. He says that politics is more important than principle. So because of that, I cannot go along with him. Yes, he did ask whether I would support him. I said I have no choice, because he is going to, whether I support or not is irrelevant. But he then went around saying that I endorse his candidature as Prime Minister. And of course, in the end, the palace decided to accept him as the candidate for the 8th Prime Minister of this year. He will be appointed at 10:30 this morning. He will be sworn in as the 8th Prime Minister. I will, of course, have to terminate my term as the interim Prime Minister. That is the situation now. We have the majority. We have 114 members of parliament who backs us, but apparently that is being ignored. Instead, Muhyiddin, by claiming that he has full support of all the Bersatu members of parliament, claims he has a majority. Out of the 30-something members of parliament, I can give you the list. Members of parliament from Bersatu, 6 have refused to join. Namely, myself, my son, Muhyiddin, I think you all know, we'll give you the list. I don't remember the names very well. So 6 of us are not with Tan Sri Muhyiddin. But he claims that we are with us and therefore he has a majority. He doesn't have a majority. We have a majority, but the principle that the majority of members of parliament will appoint the candidate for Prime Minister. After Parliament has endorsed or before, then only the appointment will be valid. For example, the law says that the king may choose someone who in his belief has the support of the majority as the Prime Minister. But when that Prime Minister goes to Parliament and Parliament rejects him, then he cannot be the Prime Minister. That is the law. But apparently we are going to see a man who does not have majority support will become the Prime Minister. This is a very strange thing, because the result of the 14th election should be that the winners form the government. Here we are going to see from the same election, the losers will form the government. The winners will be in the opposition. That is the situation. So if you have any question, please ask. Don't shout too many people at the same time, I can't hear. Bagian?
Will you fire Tan Sri Muhyiddin from Bersatu?
I'm not in a position to fire because Bersatu also is now under his control. He has appointed himself as chairman in my absence, which is of course totally illegal. It's not according to the constitution of Bersatu, but to him that is not important. He now claims he is the leader of Bersatu, but I am still the chairman of Bersatu.
Tun, are you going to the palace today, Tun?
Bagi Mike.
Tun, are you going to the palace today? Is Pakatan Harapan going to the palace today to present the numbers?
No.
When you raised up the document yesterday with Mohamad Parliament members vote to the king, what's the king's reaction?
The king has made a decision not to see me anymore, but to appoint Tan Sri Muhyiddin as the Prime Minister. So I do not have a chance to tell the king that he does not have the majority. That is the situation now. I cannot communicate with the palace.
So what's the next step now, Tun, after this? Will you all table a motion of no confidence in Parliament? Will you take this matter to court?
I'm so sorry.
Motion of no confidence in Parliament. Are you going to table a motion of no confidence in Parliament?
Well, when the Parliament sits, of course they can delay the Parliament. But we are going to ask for an urgent sitting of Parliament. At that urgent sitting, we will see who has the majority.
So what will be Harapan's future after this crisis?
Well, Pakatan Harapan is now in the opposition because we don't have the numbers. We have at the most 92 names. That is Pakatan Harapan. So, although we claim we have 114 together with other people in Sabah, in Sarawak, and other places, and some defection to our side, we have 114. But we are not recognized as the winner. So we will have to be in the opposition.
Tun, would you say that this government is an illegal government since it doesn't have the majority? Would you say Muhyiddin is an illegal Prime Minister?
Well, if we go according to the constitution, he is not the right Prime Minister. But as you know, sometimes the candidate that is named by the winning party to the king or the ruler may be rejected by the ruler. If the ruler rejects and appoints somebody else, and the Dewan accepts him, then he becomes a legal Menteri Besar or Prime Minister. But that is left to the Dewan. This Dewan at this moment has 114. We will not, but in the process before having the parliament sitting, a lot of things can happen. People on our side may be offered to be ministers, they may be offered other things, inducements. So in the next sitting of parliament, we feel we have 114. But after the actions taken by these very rich and very powerful people, we may not have the 114. So the test of the pudding is in the eating. Hold the parliament sitting now.
Apa antara dokumen yang dah disubmit dekat Istana Negara?
Kita dah bagi semua statement dulu. Masa Agong minta supaya kita buat statement depan dia. Pada masa itu ada yang bertukar fikiran dan tidak sokong saya. Sepatutnya saya menang. Pasal Pakatan Harapan akan memberi 92 vote kepada saya, dicampur dengan Bersatu, dicampur dengan parti PAS dan lain-lain, saya dapat majoriti. Tapi apabila dikira, kita dapati bahawa orang yang mengaku akan sokong saya tidak sokong saya, sokong pihak lain. Jadi dengan itu saya tak dapat majoriti. Bila saya tak dapat majoriti, Agong tidak boleh namakan calon untuk presiden. Pasal yang satu lagi pun tak dapat majoriti juga. Itulah ada yang claim dia tak sign, tapi ada yang tak sign tetapi tulis surat kerana mereka berada di tempat lain, ada di Sabah, Sarawak. Mereka tulis surat kata mereka sokong saya. Kami ada surat-surat.
Do you have anything to say to Dato' Sri Azmin Ali? Are you angry with him? Are you angry with Dato' Sri Azmin? Do you have anything to say to him?
He has his own agenda, but he has chosen to work with Muhyiddin. But I feel betrayed mostly by Muhyiddin. He was working on this for a long time, and now he has succeeded. Abi?
Next step for PH. Next step for PH.
Huh?
Next step for Pakatan Harapan. Next step, our next step.
What's your next step? Next step.
Except.
Langkah seterusnya tu.
Huh?
Langkah seterusnya.
Your plans.
What I have to do is very limited. Number one, I have to tell the public that I have the majority support. I have 140. Therefore, Muhyiddin is giving the wrong information that he has a majority, which he has not. The support for me comes by way of a statutory declaration and letters to tell me that they support me. The number is 140. But Muhyiddin will still be sworn in because this is what has been decided. He will be sworn in as the Prime Minister. Next move, of course, is whether we can show that we have no confidence in him. To do that, we have to wait for Parliament sitting. And Parliament sitting, of course, the government can delay for as long as it likes. But if the delay is for very long, then the Prime Minister is not endorsed by the members of Parliament. He is simply named Prime Minister, but may or may not have the support of members of Parliament. And the Constitution says that the person who is chosen to be Prime Minister must have the support of the majority of members of Parliament. Not mentioning parties, no. Just members of Parliament. So if Parliament is not allowed to sit, then the members of Parliament cannot express officially in the Dewan that they support or they do not support. But if the Parliament is allowed to sit, then only will the members of Parliament decide whether they want to support or not. And that decision is the official decision. If they don't support Muhyiddin, then he cannot be the Prime Minister.
If the next election happen very soon, what will you do and who will be the candidate?
Election.
Yeah.
Election is a different thing. That is party. The party will name whatever candidate. They may name 3 or 4 candidates, in which case probably nobody will have a majority. They can have a majority only if it's 2 candidates. If it is 2 candidates, one of them must have more than the other, except when they have equal number. When they have equal number, then they have to have a recount. But if in the election, whoever the party that gets a majority will have the right to form the government. So if Parliament is not allowed to sit, or if it sits, it rejects the Prime Minister, we can either appoint a new Prime Minister or we can go for election.
So, Pakatan Harapan has revealed the numbers, the list of MPs who support you. Would you now ask for Tan Sri Muhyiddin and also the palace to reveal their numbers?
We have asked, but they still insist on swearing him in. So that is why I'm meeting the press to explain the situation, because the rule of law is no longer applied. Loser wins to form the government, winner loses the right to form the government. It's a very strange situation.
So, how about PPM's future now? What happens to it? I mean, what happens to PPM now? One side is the
Masa depan
yeah.
parti masa depan.
What's the future?
But the party doesn't count anymore. It is the number of members of Parliament who will decide, not the party.
I understand that, but what happens to PPM now as it is a party? Are you all going to meet?
That is for the party to decide whether it is going to meet and expel me as the chairman, which is likely to happen, because the majority in the party rejected me as their chairman. They can officially sit and expel me.
Ada lagi soalan?
Tun, do you regret resigning, Tun? Tun, do you regret resigning?
I had no choice. I have to resign because when I see that the coalition that is going to be formed by Bersatu is with UMNO on block, that means that I am going to accept people I fought against because of their corruption, that I had to work with these people. That I'm not prepared to do, but Muhyiddin is prepared to do.
Okay, tak ada soalan. Thank you very much. Ada lagi? Oh, nice.
Berapa Pakatan Harapan?
The numbers.
92.
Indication.
Semalam Pakatan Harapan, tapi bila campur dengan saya yang lain, of course we have the majority. The majority is made up of Pakatan Harapan, Warisan, and then independent members who have given their support to us, not to Pakatan Harapan, to this group of which I am heading. Okay, thank you. Dah. Okay, thank you.